Crime under Josh Shapiro has gone up 37%. The murder rate, the homicides, have gone from 277 back in 2016 to just under 600 last year. He doesn't want to talk about how he looked the other way when Philadelphia and other cities burned. You know, the mostly peaceful protests that the media has told us about, mostly peaceful. They don't want to talk about the fact that racism is being taught in our schools. They are raising our kids to hate each other based off your skin color. Under Josh Shapiro and his administration, we saw this. He doesn't think you, as a parent, have a right to have any say in your children's education. Democrats want to call any parent who speaks loudly or passionately or emotionally at a school board meeting as a domestic terrorist. They don't want to talk about cancel culture and about taking your First Amendment rights. They don't want to talk about the mandates in COVID and the shutdown. They want us to forget that. Many of you had to sit through that horror of trying to communicate with your loved ones through glass windows. And we held several rallies for these dear loved ones on the steps of the Capitol. They don't want to talk about how Tom Wolfe, you remember, he came out in Philadelphia on the 3rd of June, 2020. He gave that speech. You can gather in groups of 25 or less, but if 26 come together, COVID shall smite you down. Literally the next day in Harrisburg on the 4th of June, there he is marching in defiance of his own edicts with thousands of people at a BLM rally with a Blue Lives Murder sign behind his head, while he's protected by 2 plainclothes state police officers. They don't want to talk about how they blocked every independent investigation we try to launch into the 2020 and 2021 elections. But one thing they don't know is that we are the voice of the people. I don't see anyone extreme in this room here. I just see Americans that love their country and want to hand over their country a little bit better than how they got it from their mom and dads. I see people here that don't want to see the greatness of America diminish. I see people in this room here that want the same opportunities available for their kids and grandkids that we enjoyed. So, you know, all the hit pieces out there, you're not going to scare us off. You're not going to shut us up, because we're not doing this for ourselves. What's our strategy going forward to win? It's very clear. It's to tell you the truth and how we're going to transform Pennsylvania, to make it a place where everyone can walk as free men and women and live lives as they see fit, and not as a governor or president or a magistrate sees fit. God has blessed our state with great resources underneath our feet. So the first thing here is opening up our energy sector. On day 1, on 17 January next year, we're going to be out of the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative. Day 1, it's done, it's over. We're going to open up our energy reserves here and bring prosperity to our state like you've never seen before. All executive orders and restrictions that destroy businesses and infringe on your freedoms will end on day 1. I'll roll back the regulations to get government off your backs, out of your wallets. Right now in Pennsylvania, we have 153,000 state regulations. I will hold state officials accountable for enforcing the law and prosecuting crimes. I will have the backs of our men and women in uniform, our first responders and police and law enforcement. Under Mastriano, critical race theory will be done on day 1. There'll be no more jabs for jobs. In other words, your livelihood will not depend on a government-mandated vaccine. And under Mastriano, we will ensure that Pennsylvania elections are free and fair. We're going to bring freedom and safety back to Pennsylvania, not just for Republicans, but for all men and women in our state. We are the birthplace of our nation, Pennsylvania. We're the seed of the nation, as William Penn said in 1682. Where the light of liberty was lit in 1776. That's Pennsylvania. What a legacy we have here.